Well, the Nobel Prize in Literature has just been awarded to a South Korean author, Kang. The committee gave her the prize for what it called her intense poetic prose that confronts historical trauma and exposes the fragility of human life. The 53-year-old author wrote the 2016 International Booker Prize winner, The Vegetarian. Now, in that unsettling novel, a woman's decision to stop eating meat has devastating consequences.
The Nobel Prize in Literature for 2024 is awarded to South Korean author Kang for her intense poetic prose that confronts historical traumas and exposes the fragility of human life. I was able to talk to Kang on the phone. She was having an ordinary day, it seems, had just finished supper with her son. She wasn't really prepared for this, but we have begun to discuss preparations for December. We look very much forward to meeting her here then.
We're going to talk more about this year's Nobel Prize for Literature winner with Audrey Chapuis, who's the executive director of the American Library in Paris. Audrey, thanks for coming on the show. First of all, tell us a bit more about Kang, for those of us who don't know her so well.
Well, her work is really part of a grand South Korean tradition. Her prose style is very tightly controlled, almost brutal. There's a little bit of violence to it. One of my colleagues described her as the South Korean female Hemingway, who also won in the 50s. She's also in the tradition of writers writing about the female experience, the female body. She reminds me a bit of Ottessa Moshfegh, in that it is quite violent and dark, but in some ways she's also a poet. Every word is precisely placed, and her work is quite short. So I believe she's written over 15 books, but only 4 full-length novels. What's really wonderful and surprising is that she already has international acclaim for many different generations. She went viral on Book Talk a few years ago. So the library's already stocked with many copies of her books, so people can discover her through our collections.
And she's already been awarded. I mean, she has recognition from other international awards like the Booker Prize.
Yes, the Man Booker International Prize. So most of her works have been translated. So that's why it's particularly exciting that she has critical acclaim, she has popular acclaim, she has social media acclaim. So it's quite rare for someone to be honored at this stage in their career. She's at the height of her prowess and her work, but the fact that she has that popularity, and I think she's just going to continue to rise.
So here we have a 53-year-old author from South Korea, a woman. I mean, is that very different from the typical Nobel Literature winner?
I would say since the 70s, they've been really opening up the narratives that they've been exploring. So we're seeing more women, we're seeing more non-Western writers, we're seeing people who are not writing originally in English. But she's someone who already has a bit of a claim in the wider world. I think we'll continue to see that opening up and shining a light on marginalized voices and new world literatures.
And how much does winning a Nobel help an author?
Hugely influential. I don't need to talk about the monetary impact. The award is one of the most lucrative. So already that's very practically helpful for writers who need that support. Beyond that, it opens up a world of possibilities, more translations, more editions, more adaptations, more renowned. And beyond that, it solidifies their place in the literary canon.
Audrey, thank you so much for coming in to talk to us about this year's Nobel Prize winner for literature, the South Korean writer Kang. Thank you so much.
Thank you.